Hi gang, Rob here. It is the afternoon of 17 August 2014 and this is my garage. And you may notice you've been in this corner before. Looks a little tidier, doesn't it? Got a little bigger toolbox. Still have my hillbilly Dremel tool set up. Got some new 19.2 volt Craftsman tools. Oh gosh, got a nice little circular saw, an angle grinder with cutoff wheel installed. And this drill we've had for a while, you guys might have seen this in a video. We've upgraded for knife making. The reason for this video is to show you your knife making shop, or the beginnings of it, and it's right here. Why do I say your knife making shop? Well, because you guys bought everything you see. Between my sharpening customers, my Google AdSense dollars for my YouTube account, you've made it possible for me to buy the rudimentary tools necessary to start making knives. Let's kind of go from the bottom up. This is actually my last acquisition. This is a maple top, 2-inch thick laminated pieces of maple workbench, 30 inches deep, 6 feet long, on a powder coated rectangular tubing steel frame with some nice adjustable casters, not casters but hard rubber feet. The old Dayton shop vac is not a new acquisition. That's been with us for several years. We're going to use that for dust collection until we have enough money to buy a dust collection system. So let's look at the rest of the tools. Now this vise, which is a Cobalt from Lowe's, has some steel jaws, and they work well with the soft plastic of that Dremel tool case, but for many things they are a little rough and a little marring. So the new workbench came with a pretty nice little Irwin vise that has barely been used, and it came with these jaws, kind of a finely checkered steel, and made today these wood jaws. Got a little quick on the belt sander. Got a little burn going on. Not gonna hurt that though. And they came out nicely. Lock up nice. Pretty nice and even and flush. I was happy with that. And how did I make them? Well, I made them using everything else you see here. So let me give you the stories, okay? I was leaving the auto auction one day a week and a half ago, and I'd just gotten mail at one of our other facilities, one of our other preferred stores, and checked Craigslist on my phone as I was heading out. And I saw this listed. It's an 8-inch Craftsman 3-speed 1/3 horsepower drill press, 1/2-inch chuck, just a nice little tabletop unit. The table is not crank adjustable. You have to do it manually, but we do have a depth stop here on the left side of the machine, and it's 3 speeds, and I'll kind of show you. Oops, let me pull forward. These are the speed adjusting pulleys up here in the top. Pretty nice old machine. But anyway, I saw this on my phone on Craigslist as I was just about to leave one of the car lots, And it turns out I was like half a mile from where it was. So I pulled into this little consignment shop and snapped it up. 50 bucks. What would you think? Maybe vintage mid-90s on that. Pretty solid Taiwan-made Craftsman, not a Chinese product. Nice little unit. So then, I was also looking for a bench grinder, and this also I found on Craigslist, and really guys, I thought it was more grinder than I needed. This is a 1 horsepower 8-inch jet bench grinder. If you know anything about bench grinders, these things sell for about 330 bucks plus shipping online, and they weigh about 40 pounds. Other than a few little cosmetic marks like that one, no issues with this whatsoever. And here's a bonus. This is really why I bought it, because it was more expensive than I wanted to, more money than I wanted to pay for a bench grinder at this point. But this over here is a multi-tool brand belt grinder attachment for any 6 or 8-inch bench grinder. It's got a nice platen up here, great adjustability for tracking, very nice quick release belt change mechanism. You just pull down on the belt and the pulls the tension off the grinder, and it locks in position. You can easily change the belt, and then you just see if I can get you a shot of that. This little mechanism here just drops down when you compress the belt, and then you just flip it back up, and out she pops when you have the new belt on. Nice contact wheel, 3-inch in diameter out here for doing hollow grinds, inside radii, that kind of thing. But I ended up paying 175 bucks for this whole setup. But here's 330, here's 240. I paid 175 lightly used for the whole shooting match. I don't think that was a bad deal. I was really going to spend $70 or $80 for a bench grinder. I spent more than twice that, but boy did I get a lot of machine there. Should be very versatile. And then I was in a bit of a quandary here, guys. As you can see, what we've got is a 10-inch Sears Craftsman bandsaw, and frankly, I didn't find much in the used market that was in very good repair, that was much less expensive than you could buy a new one for. And I like buying the used stuff because generally I find it's a little bit better constructed than the new equipment. But anyway, bandsaws were in short supply, and this new one was on sale. It was a $200 saw. It was on sale for $169.99, and I bought it. It's quite nice actually. It's got a fence for controlling the length of what you're cutting. It's got a nice little protractor bevel guide. Nice inch scale attached to the front of the plate. Just a nice unit. The reason I was in a quandary also, guys, is because my bandsaw work, I guess, will be mostly for handle material. In my research, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, or if you can help me find a way to do this, I'd appreciate it. So weigh in the comments. But to my knowledge, bandsaws designed to cut wood like this one move at too high a rate of speed for metal cutting. And those metal cutting bandsaws are the kind that kind of come down in a horizontal plane. And my research says even if you find a blade that's the right composition to cut metal for a saw like this, because of its speed, it just rips the teeth right off. If you guys know a way to do that, let me know. Which brings me to my next tool, and I really hesitated to spend any real money for a bandsaw because I won't be able to cut any blades out with it, is my point. So that brings me to this one. And I have had this 19.2 volt Craftsman system going since Christmas. I believe I had a gift certificate at Sears and started this with the drill. But basically the angle grinder with the cutoff wheel attachment will rough out my blades. Probably using this Vise with the metal jaws. And then I'll, finish them up over here on the jet. Some of you guys may remember during my Enzo Trapper build project, don't shoot me, guys. I went to Harbor Freight and I bought a Central Machinery 1x30 belt grinder. And it does okay. It was a $40 or $50 piece of equipment. It does okay, and I'm not gonna sell it just because it's so light and nimble. I haven't mounted any of this equipment on the bench yet. I think it's about where it's gonna be, but I noticed today when I was making those vise jaws, I had to move the drill press a little bit because I had a long piece of stock that actually bumped into it off the table of my bandsaw. So I may not hard mount any of this stuff. We'll just see. If I do, it'll probably be this jet grinder because it generates a lot of momentum. Flip this thing on for you. See what I mean? And I noticed today when I was, nice worn out belt, when I was making the vise jaws, just the pressure of the wood on that belt was moving it around. So I may actually hard mount that. Don't think I really need to, the bandsaw or the drill press, but maybe. And my plan is that when I go up to use the 1x30, I'll just set it right here in front of the jet, and I have just enough room to clear. Something else I probably will do is change the angle of this belt grinder attachment. It can rotate in a full range just by loosening these 3 bolts in it. So I'll probably give it a little incline this way so I can see the edge of my knife as I'm grinding. You can also flip it vertical so the platen is on the back side and use the belt in a slack fashion if you were convexing. I think you can actually drop that platen out of sight or take it completely off as well if you wanted to do a convex grind. So I'm well on my way. Oh, here's what I didn't show you. Might get a little bright. Can you see that? That's a new shiny diamond plate 2-bulb T8 48-inch fluorescent light fixture. It's given us this nice warm bright white illumination. That was fun to install today, but basically I got everything I need to start making knives, as long as you like set and finishes. I haven't done anything about a sandblaster or a stone washer tumbler yet, but those are coming. But man, this is going to be a lot better than handheld saber saws, handheld drills, giving me all kinds of rework when I'm putting handles together because I can't drill straight true holes in line. So, and that jet is light years above that little 1x30 for grinding blades and handles. And then of course on the left side, I didn't really mention this, I have all the original wheel and housing for the right side of this grinder. What I'll probably do is not use any wheel at all, and my intentions are to leave this belt side alone and then go to a fabric wheel polisher for this side. That's the plan anyway at this point. There's your shop update. Thought y'all would like to meet your knife shop. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, the word is sharp.